What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, season 13 reunion part 1. So, y'all know I'm not a fashion girl, okay? And I'm going to just be honest with you and tell you guys that I honestly wasn't crazy about anybody's looks. Like, nobody's look made me say, oh, that was beautiful. None of them. Like, they've definitely had better reunions. I didn't see a theme. Like, there was no, I mean, a lot of people had on blue, which blue is my favorite color. I'm here for it. But it didn't seem cohesive. Like, it was blue, it was gold, it was green. I didn't see the color scheme. So I'm going to be really honest and just say, yeah, I wasn't crazy about anybody's looks. Um, the worst look for me, I think, was probably this Mother Teresa situation that Dorit had going on. I didn't understand the baby hair swoop. I don't know what that was supposed to be. It was like, it was a lot. And then she was holding everybody up because she had to be sewn into her dress. It just was, it wasn't, I don't know. Now, their set was gorgeous. Like, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, y'all should feel some kind of way looking at the set for Beverly Hills versus what they gave y'all, because the set was absolutely gorgeous. Now, I thought they were going to go for Barcelona, but basically it was supposed to be like a backyard barbecue set, like, and they had the backdrop of Los Angeles. I don't know why they didn't do Barcelona, because Barcelona would have been gorgeous, but whatever. So we start off with, you know how they always have to show them getting dressed and getting ready. But this time it was something a little interesting. We see Dorit talking to Erica. Well, come to find out, Dorit and Kyle are not cool anymore. They haven't talked in months, and they're in a really weird place. And Dorit said that she feels really funny or in a weird space with Kyle because she hadn't heard from Kyle until the night before the reunion. And then Kyle sends her this long, text message. I'm gonna read y'all the text message because I have it. Hold on, let me read y'all this text message because it's really, really weird. And I don't agree with Dorit on a lot of things, but I'm actually with Dorit on this one. It was absolutely sent as a. I felt like it was sent in a manipulative manner. Um, so here's the text message. Bear with me because the it's small. I mean, the handwriting is small. Hi, I've been trying to reach out because I know we're in a weird place and it really bothers me. And it's not even on the show. I wanted to explain where I am at and why I've been distant, but my hands were tied. Of course, some interview comments hurt my feelings and created more issues for me, but I'm used to that and could get past it in time. I also reminded myself that you didn't know what I was going through with Mo at the time for most of these remarks. But then I heard some things that you said about me off camera that hurt me deeply, and I wasn't even able to say what I heard or from whom. It was one of those things where I wished I just didn't know at all because I wasn't able to share. And yes, I was left hurt and couldn't even try to work through it with you. And I know you will be frustrated and want to know what and who said it, but I can't. It's as frustrating to me as it will be to you. Trust me, I have gone through such a hard time, Dorit. I've been in so much pain, I can't tell you. Never have I felt so low. And I know you are also going through a hard time. Normally, I would have reached out to check on you, but I was hurt and very depressed. I've spent 30 years with Mo, married for 28, and I have no idea how to live without him or how to navigate through my life on my own because I have so much on my plate for tomorrow. And I know you do too. I love you, PK, and your kids so much. I've been thinking about you a lot and hoping you aren't struggling too much. I don't want to lose someone else in my life over a TV show. They don't even know we were going through a hard time, so I don't. Oh, sorry. It's covered. So I don't, I guess, need to bring it up here. I would have said something sooner, but I honestly haven't been strong enough. But relationships with you are more important to me than the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and don't feel like bringing it at our expense, especially when we have enough battles to handle as is. Anyway, I would like to sit down and talk after we get through tomorrow. Maybe have lunch or dinner. So when you can, if you want to talk before tomorrow, I would. It's covered up. I don't know how much longer I can do this show. It's so toxic and creates so much anxiety for me. Anyway, let me know if you want to talk. So let me say this. If I had gotten a text message like this, literally the day before we were going to film a reunion, I would feel manipulated as well. Now, all of a sudden, you have a whole dialogue for me when we have not talked for months. And it says, well, I've been trying to reach out to you, but I would be interested to know from Dorit, was that the first email, text message that she sent you? Had she been trying to reach out to you? Or was it one of those haphazard, oh, I sent a text saying, hey girl, how you doing? Or I sent a hey, or I called and let the phone ring one time and hung up kind of thing. Because they also showed a clip of where Kyle was saying how, well, we weren't really that close. I mean, we only went on one vacation together and we just really weren't that close. And I found that to be very disingenuous because let me tell you what I hate. I hate when you piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. And what I mean by that is this. Kyle and Dorit, you guys have both talked about how close you guys are outside of the cameras, how you have gone on vacations together, how your families have spent time together. We saw you guys doing is it Shabbat on Friday night dinner when you're Jewish. Please, if I have the wrong one, charge it to my head and not my heart. Charge it to my ignorance, but I believe it's Shabbat. It might not be Shabbat, so I don't want to say it again. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And again, I don't mean any disrespect. I just have the wrong word. But you guys, we've seen the pictures on social media of you guys doing things outside of filming. So for you to come down here now that you're mad at Dorit, or now that you want to discredit your relationship with Dorit and make it seem like, oh, well, we weren't that close. And she even said to Dorit, well, how many times did we actually go out to lunch outside of the cameras? How many times did we do stuff when the cameras weren't rolling? But then later on in this very same episode, when you got to talking about Kathy and Dorit was saying, well, I had my own relationship with Kathy, and I really tried to stay neutral. Then you did the exact opposite and said, well, me and you were closer than you and Kathy were. Me and you were close. And I would think that you would have, me and you were close. Me and you were close. And we had all these conversations offline. And you had told me things in confidence. And then we came to the reunion and you didn't stand in it. So again, it can't be both things, Kyle. Either that's somebody that you cool with and you expected some sort of loyalty from, or somebody that you just casually know and y'all have only hung out a few times outside of the cameras. You can't have it both ways. But anyway, Kyle was actually, and I'm going to say the other thing too. Now all of a sudden this show is so toxic and you don't know how much longer you can do it. Why? Because you had back-to-back seasons where you were on the hot seat. Girl, bye. Last season, it was you and your mom. I mean, Lord, not your mama. You and Kathy. And in this season, it was the whole you, Mo, Morgan situation. But let's be clear. You created a lot of that with the Morgan thing all by yourself. Like, nobody had to manipulate that. You put that out there. You've been doing this long enough, Kyle, to know what it looks like and what it's going to be. And even on the show, you purposefully, in my opinion, put things out there, answer questions a certain way to draw us there. Like, you literally got a tattoo with this woman's initial, or I mean, you tattooed your initial on this woman's body on camera. Like, you can't think that wasn't going to raise conversation and questions. Like, stop playing. So you can't put all of that on Dorit. And I feel like I just went on a whole rant, and I'm sorry. But I don't agree with Dorit often. So, better take it. But I just feel like, Kyle, girl, bye. Whatever. Moving on. Let me get to my notes. It wasn't a lot, so So, all right, I just did that part. Dorit and Garcelle, listen, I really don't care to keep going through this. Dorit, girl, the truth hurts sometimes. And sometimes when somebody put the mirror in your face, you don't want to see and you don't want to hear it. Girl, you are melodramatic and you be putting 20 on 10. And yes, maybe you say things and you don't realize what you're saying, but you are unintentional Karen. I think was a great description. Like, Garcelle was giving you grace by not saying you was an outright Karen. She was trying to give you some grace and saying you were an unintentional Karen. And instead of hearing her and trying to learn the lesson, you wanted to be combative. You weren't listening to understand. You were listening to respond. And then Anne-Marie's sellout ass going to try to get in where she fit in, and she gonna try to buck at Garcelle and try to say, well, Garcelle, when Sutton was saying that I was yelling at her and I wasn't yelling at her, you was sitting right there and you didn't have my back as a black woman. That was offensive to me for her to say that I was yelling. And guess who defended me? This woman right here talking about Dorit. Girl, you better sit your ass down. Because ain't nobody listening to you and your 8.5 husband, okay? And I don't mean 8.5. I'm saying he called her an 8.5 out of a 10, okay? Girl, bye. Nobody asked you for your input and your insight into none of that. That was a totally different situation. Because in the situation with Garcelle and Sutton, she was checking Sutton. I mean, damn it, Dorit for what she was saying. Girl, you could have checked Sutton. You was too busy trying to call her a liar and say she had a daggone eating disorder. Okay? So that whole thing pissed me off because Anne-Marie, ain't nobody asked you that. So then Dorit was cracking me up because Dorit want to say, Garcelle, do you like me? Let's just resolve this. Do you like me? Baby, Garcelle said, sometime. Oh, I was here for that. So then Dorit gonna say, are you interested in just getting past this? Are you interested in moving forward with us? Baby, Garcelle said, I don't know if I want to be friends with you. Like, I don't even know. I don't know if you're somebody that I want to be friends with. Okay. Anyway. Then we got on this whole Anne-Marie and Crystal situation with Sutton. Listen, I'm sick of this too, honestly. I'm sick of the esophagus situation. I'm going to be honest. As much as I don't want to give Anne-Marie nothing, I do think that maybe Crystal, just maybe Anne-Marie said her profession because it does sound close. Anesthesiologist and I don't even remember the word, but it does sound very similar. And I can understand that maybe you heard it, but then Crystal was like, no, because Andy was like, well, maybe you heard it wrong because the words are very similar. And Crystal was like, I didn't hear nothing wrong. Let me tell you how I know. She was like, I'm going to tell you how I know. This is how I know. Because I said, oh, my sister is an anesthesiologist and she has a practice in Beverly Hills. And girl, you didn't correct me. You didn't say, oh, no, I'm not a doctor. I'm a nurse. And let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with being a nurse. Nurses go to school for a long time to be certified to do what they do. Let's be clear, okay? I have some friends that are nurses, and baby, they be hustling, and they be working hard, and they make good money, okay? So there's nothing wrong with it. However, I just think that Anne-Marie was trying to do too much because she was trying to make her mark as a first-year housewife. And Crystal, I think you was doing a lot too because you knew that the writing was on the wall. You said it yourself that everybody's telling you need to speak up. And I feel like Anne-Marie made a convenient situation. Okay. But honestly, both of y'all was really getting on my nerves by the end of this whole situation. Now, Crystal, you do be making comments and you do be acting like you're the smartest person in the room. So do I think that you used those exact words when you were talking to Anne-Marie about the girls being dumb? I don't think you used the exact words that Anne-Marie used. However, do I think you said things to insinuate that those were your feelings about your coworkers? I do. I do. And then here come Dorit. Dorit gonna insert herself when they was asking about the unintelligent question. Well, I think I'm the only one here with a college degree. Girl, what the hell is wrong with you? Crystal got a college degree. Sutton got a college degree. And somebody else, who was it? It was Crystal. It was Sutton. Somebody else got a college degree. Because it was three of them. When Andy went to count it out, it was three other people. It was Sutton, Crystal, Anne-Marie. Well, Anne-Marie, yeah, because she didn't count Anne-Marie, duh. And we know Anne-Marie got a college degree. She's a nurse. Hello. And then they got into the whole child bride conversation. And they had to, educate Dorit on the child bride conversation. Talking about, calling me a child bride, saying I got married at 12. As an Asian woman, that's that is like a microaggression because of the whole idea of mail order brides and that kind of thing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. See, and this is why, let me explain to y'all why I say the things I say. And I already know y'all going to get me in the comments. And that's fine. That's okay. People like Dorit make it hard for me to make my argument about us Not having, having is a strong word. Us educating other people on what microaggressions look like, right? Here's an example of why I say it's a good idea for people to have the dialogue and the conversation. And I understand when y'all say, I'm tired of teaching white folk about black folk. Like, they can go read a book. I get it. But here's the thing. The whole mail order bride, child bride thing, it didn't hit me no kind of way until I saw it in social media the next day. And I'm just being honest with y'all. And I consider myself to be a very astute person on microaggressions, okay? But I am not astute on all the microaggressions as it relates to every other culture. So for that child bride comment to hit as hard as it didn't hit me that hard. I honestly, in the moment when Dorit said it, I honestly was like, she's coming after Crystal because she married an older man. Now, granted, Crystal was like, first of all, I was 24 when I got married and not 12. And I now own a company. I think she said she had already built that company and it is now worth like $100 million. Because you know, Crystal got a whole coconut water company. But you know she don't mention it on the show because she ain't giving Bravo none of her money. Even though we've seen it, we just didn't know that's what it was. Okay? Because unlike Kathy, she wasn't announcing it at every 5 minutes, announcing her all her stuff. Now, but here's the problem, Dorit. When Crystal said it, eat it. And be like, oh my gosh. I did not realize. And I'm so sorry. That was never my intention. It was never, like, but instead, you would still want to explain. Listen, there's no explanation. She is telling you as an Asian woman, that comment hit different. Whether you meant it to or not, I am telling you, it hits different. So instead of trying to argue the point and explain the point, just eat it. And that's what everybody was trying to tell you, Dorit. Garcelle was trying to tell you. Andy was trying to tell you. Just eat it. They brought up the thing again about when Garcelle was saying how, she don't trust none of the women around her child. And Garcelle was like, I said that about everybody, but you're the only person that took it personally. And then for your response to be, oh my gosh, that was a year ago. You're not over it yet. Girl, you're not over your house getting broken into. If she had thrown that right back at you, you'd be screaming holy hell. I ain't think I had this much to say, y'all. I'm sorry. Kyle and Dorit, I said, let me put in my notes. I said both of them double talking. Both of them are talking about how the other one not supporting the other one. And then I already told y'all about this point about Kyle saying how they're close but not close, but as close. And then, of course, she said, well, when it comes to the Kathy stuff, she didn't really want to get into it because she didn't want to open that back up. And I understand that because Lord knows. Even though Kathy gonna be at the reunion, but I understand. Ultimately, it was a decent first part. They're gonna drag out the 3 parts. I honestly don't know what else we're gonna talk about. I know we're gonna talk about Erica and them damn earrings. Anyway, that was part 1. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments.